Hello. If you saw my previous video that I just uploaded recently, you would see that I have been gone for quite a while, and I had made the promise that I would explain more on that, about what the government has exactly been hiding from you all. And I believe that you will be quite surprised by the truth here. Is that, so, as I stated in the previous video, I went out into the other realm, pretty much the only place that the green screen of our government is placed over us. The only place that green screen does not reach is the other realm. And so, in this other realm, I saw so many things that would be viewed as unrealistic to our modern day minds. I saw the floating isles, massive structures in the air. As you can see from these pictures, these do not even begin to touch the truth of it. The second I stepped through the portal to the other realm, it was unbelievable. The sight of endless amounts of clouds and islands and dragon kingdoms just all over the skies. It was unbelievable. Waterfalls coming down from them. That was the rain there. An endless supply of water coming from these islands. Dragons flew throughout the sky. Many people would say that a dragon would be a fire-breathing monster, but these dragons were sentient, and they spoke to me. And they spoke to me of what the government had tried to do to destroy them. In the end, the dragons were successful in succeeding in their kingdom, but they were banished from our realm. They had to take the great portal that is found in the undercaves of Europe and North America and Asia. There are portals throughout the underground, the caves. And we see this sort of thing in Hellenism, which is Greek mythology, is that the path to the underworld, including the Isles of the Blessed, is underground in the caves. That is how we reach there. And we pay the ferryman, and he takes us across the underworld, whether that be to the Isles of the Blessed, the fields of Apostolos, or Tartarus, which is hell in a biblical version. And this was beyond the Isles of the Blessed. Hellenism had it wrong, is that this was beyond it. This was the kingdom of dragons and angels and anything of mysticism. Great creatures. I walked amongst the fairies in the great forest fields, and once I reached the end of this path, I found the great kingdom that is representative of the Bible's kingdom of God. And this is how the government has twisted this to make us fall under their control. And I walked into these great doors, and there was this great hall that was also depicted of Valhalla. And amongst it sat these many warriors who have fallen, and angels who sung and played lutes and lyres and many instruments. And these men who have talked to me of how they had fought against this great struggle of how we are being conquered, is that the true minds are being assaulted and sent to the caves. They have nowhere else to go. They have to flee to the underground and take the portal to the other realm, which is depicted of all afterlives. And they reflect on it, and they consider all the things that they have been through, and they speak to the dragons, and they gain infinite knowledge by the end of it. And so I spoke to the eldest in the great hall with the angels. The eldest man, he was known as the Elder Man. He did not have a known name. Nobody knew his name. he would not say it, but he did tell me that if I were to say some things here, it would potentially destroy the world. And there are many things that are not necessary to be spoken of. But if you follow the records and the legends, you'll see that it's the government who is trying to control all these things, and we have to keep on looking for more knowledge, just as the dragons had, just as the Eldermen does, and we have to continue to find this state of Zen, this state of infinite knowledge. And that is the only way that we can really tear down the green screen to expose the floating isles beyond our Earth. There is no space. Space is, as you might have seen in a previous video, it's just a green screen above our heads to bring in the government's power once again. That there is no life on above us, when that is blatantly false. We look beyond it, and we can see so much more. Floating isles, dragons who can no longer reach our heads. It's amazing. I looked further into it, and I found these fields of graveyards, and I spoke to the ghosts there, and they said they were from our realm, one of which was just alive recently. This is where all of our dead go. And they spoke to me, and they were telling me these stories of how the government was trying to keep them out of the kingdom of the other realm, keep them out of the other realm, and basically harvest their soul. And they were the ones who escaped, basically. They were the ones who managed to get out. So we look at this, and we can see that the government, this globalist boogeyman in the shadows behind us, is trying to harvest our souls and keep us from reaching the other realm and everlasting knowledge, because they want to be the ones in power. They're looking to be the most powerful being in the universe by harvesting the unamountable amount of human souls, dragon souls. They want to ultimately destroy the other realm for their own benefit and their own gain, so that way they can observe their own kingdom on this earth and ultimately destroy everything. And we have to stop this. Now, when I say government, I do not mean the government that we are used to seeing. I'm not talking ideologies, Republican, Democrats. This is something far beyond all of that. This government that is working behind us, this government that controls everything that we know of. And many of you may know it as the Illuminati, but it is not the Illuminati. The Illuminati stood for peace, and they stood for stopping things like this government. So, to help stop confusion, from now on I will call this government the new government, obviously of the First World Order. Not the Illuminati, by the way. That is extremely misguiding, extremely wrong. But this new government is trying to harvest our souls and destroy the other realm. And this other realm is the place of ultimate beauty, ultimate knowledge. And they want to take this away, absorb it into their own bodies. That way they can gain everlasting life. And it's the fields of where the Fountain of Youth lies. You see the waters falling from these floating isles, and that water sinks into the bottom of the into the crust and into the core of the other realm, and that's where you'll find the Fountain of Youth. You drink the eternal waters, and you will be granted eternal knowledge. And this is again representative of a Norse story involving Odin, who he sacrificed his eyes so that he could drink from a well, which granted him great amounts of knowledge and great amounts of willpower. And again, this is representative of it. I will go into further detail at a later date, but right now I have to do some more research based on this. I have to study the maps, study the oracles, and I have to find a way that I can expose this to the get this out there, really, to get this big. And so again, I have to bid you all a farewell. Keep exposing the truths, and have a good one, my friends. This is only the beginning.